Welcome along to Strategy Guide time. Ready today, Friday, for your event on Saturday and Sunday. Your opening round and final round is going to be completely covered here in this video. So why go anywhere else? So many people have had some seriously good results following these guides, and you are watching in the right place. Now, earlier on in the week, you would have noticed us put out some changes to our strategy guide, and today we're going to continue that trend with some further changes as well. So hopefully let me know what you think about what is going to come up. Now, today is the last day to qualify, so if you haven't qualified for this week's GP of Mexico, then make sure to qualify. You are on your last chance. Now, the drivers this week, we already know Alonso is boosted, as well as Gale Force and Powerlift. So they are our driver boosts and part boosts. You are fighting for the school boost as a reward this week. And of course, the sponsor task is all about pit pass trophies. So not worth the risk when it comes to racing this week. Make sure you go and get the points, because points are what matters. Now, we're going to head over to our main screen and we're going to just double check some things, look through the circuits, and then we're going to head straight into our strategy guide. So please do let me know your feedback down below. And half of you who are watching haven't hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. Once we do that, we were going to have a massive giveaway that we can gift some amazing prizes. So make sure, please do hit that subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing, and hit the bell to be notified as well. So let's take a look quickly. Mexico Grand Prix, there is no legendary drivers available this week. They are not allowed, and hopefully, like me, you have got through your qualifying session. And of course, it is sponsor tasks of pit pass trophies. Now, the circuits this week, we have got Mexico in the dry, races number 1 and races number 8. So that is the same. We have got the Hungary for race number 2. We have got Shanghai, which is our only wet weather circuit this week, in race number 3, 7 laps. We have got Singapore, which is race number 4. That's in dry conditions, as well as a trip to Imola, a trip to Bahrain, and I expect our fastest lap circuit, Melbourne, all in the dry conditions. This is going to be chaos, because power unit circuits are pretty much, 7 of these, I think, or 6? Yeah, 6, because we've got 1 speed, 1 cornering. And these circuits are going to be chaos, because point scoring at power unit tracks are a lot easier. So, with that in mind, we got to get you set up correctly. Obviously, remember, we always say full power unit at full cornering, full speed, and then worry about your drivers. So let's head over to the strategy area. This is where you're going to see the changes take place, and we're going to go ahead to Mexico first of all. Okay, so Mexico in the dry, and some of you might have noticed the change already, potentially. We'll find out. But we have got race start power unit. Now, your strategies are on the left-hand side, whether or not you're racing in Junior, Challenger, Contender, or Champion. Contender and Champion's looking at more at the one-stop strategy. But a free soft is still very good as a strategy. Now, I'm going to move myself out the way so you can take a look at some drivers and boosts that you could use at the Mexico circuit. You've got boosts such as Surf, Frost, Gladiator, Rooster, and Instinct are all very good. And as well, a selection of drivers that I would recommend, starting with Junior drivers, Challenger drivers, Contender drivers, and Champion drivers. We don't go ahead and look at Legends, but these are the recommended drivers that I would say to go for. Now, with that in mind, you have got your track map up the top. I've put a little arrow there so that you can make sure you know which way the circuit layout is if you're not so much as close to F1. Now, DRS down the home straight is the best place to use it if you have it. Conserve on the straights when you don't have it, and attack through the corners here at Mexico. But that is races 1 and race number 8. Now, we're going to get into Hungary next, which is a cornering circuit, and that is race start and cornering. So similar drivers are going to be required throughout, but we'll tell you when it changes. Race start and cornering, 9 laps to come, so same as Mexico. Similar strategies in a way as well. One stop going more towards contender champion. Again, a free soft, free soft, free soft. A very good strategy around this circuit. Now your drivers and boost selection. More boosts available. Race start and cornering. Herald, Hook, Cuppa, Prince, Nazar. You've got Timeless in there. You've also got Kawhi and Ballast, all providing some really good opportunities for boosts. And your drivers, again, are the same as the drivers that were in Mexico. So you should be familiar with the same driver loadout. Your track map in the middle, it is home straight for DRS and conserving when you don't have it. Attacking through the corners. One other straight in blue you can see where you can use DRS and conserve on overlaps. But it's a tricky track, Hungary. But hopefully we're going to get you through in the best possible way. Now we have China coming up, which is a wet circuit this week, and it's going to be a change of drivers as well. So overtaking is required now for driver lineup and a power unit setup back. So we had power unit race 1, cornering race 2, and now we're back onto power unit in race number 3. So make sure to change them setups. It's mostly going to be a 7-lap race. Well, it is for everybody, let's not kid ourselves. Junior and Challenger is all about the 2-stop, with Contender and Champion eking out the 1-stops. Now, driver and selection's going to be different because it is overtaking. So we've got Unstoppable, the new Goal Fuel, if you potentially, or Ghoul Fuel, if you do end up getting it somehow before this event. I don't know if it is in the pit pass at this point to get right for this event. But Dragon, Rooster, Glitz, Skull, Impact and Taurus are all very good. And then you've got your drivers for Junior, Challenger, Contender and Champion. So you can see Hamilton featuring a lot in there, Behrman as well. So some very, very good drivers at that circuit. And then you've got down the back straight for DRS. That is your best overtaking spot. Really, really good circuit for overtaking and the power of DRS. But of course, then it is a case of conserve down the home straight and attacking again through the corners. Make sure to save some power unit for attacking with DRS. Now race 4, we're heading off to Singapore. Singapore in dry conditions, and we are back to race start drivers power unit setup. So similar to Mexico. 6 laps to come, and again it really does sort of go between the 1-stop and 2-stops. So check your strategy and see if you've got the tyre management to perform that strategy. Now, drivers here is going to be similar to Mexico. You are going to look for race start drivers. So Alonso is obviously high up there with the 10% stat boost as a bonus this week, but they are your key race start drivers for Junior, Challenger, Contender and Champion, and some of the boosts in there as well. Surf, Frost, Gladiator, Rooster and Impact. Exactly the same as Mexico. So, middle of your track map, it is, I guess, a more difficult place to use DRS. It's not as effective around here, but home straight, any real long straight in this circuit, you can go ahead and use and then conserve down the other long straights. But Singapore can be a very tough circuit from time to time. Always tricky to come through the pack. Now we head off to Imola next. This is another dry circuit, is Imola. And we are back again, exactly the same for race start and power unit. It is a 9-lap circuit featuring the 2-stops and the 1-stops. So Champion's more of a 1-stop. You've got your lower series GPs featuring more of the 2-stop strategy with your recommended tyre management there too. Now the drivers and the boosts are exactly the same as the previous circuits. We have got Junior, Challenger, Contender and Champion race start drivers. These are the ones I would recommend for you to be using, as well as the boosts, again exactly the same as before: Surf, Frost, Gladiator, Rooster and Instinct. Now your track map again, the home straight, best place to use DRS. It is unbelievable around this circuit. Conserve if you don't have DRS there and attack through the corners, but you should be able to score some good points. Imola can either be great or terrible for a race start, that is for sure. Now we're heading off to Bahrain for your next circuit in the dry, and this time a little bit different because we feature tyre management drivers this time, so we need to change them drivers but keep our power unit setup. It is again mainly a 2-stop circuit, but you can reach out in champions to something like a 4 medium, 4 medium. Now you can also, as a bonus strategy, do the 4 hard, 4 hard. That is a very good strategy around the circuit of Bahrain as well. You could pretty much do that from, I reckon, Challenger onwards. So do have a look to see if you can do that strategy also. Now, the drivers for the 4 categories are there. These are my recommended tyre management drivers. No surprise to see Norris featuring on there. Also, Bearman, Hamilton, all in there as well. And in the boosts, there's quite a few. You've got Frost, Pretzel, Butterfly. We've got Surf, Dragon, Iron Force, and Deadfast. We've got a couple of free boosts in there as well. Impact, Instinct, and Self-Control are all available to use. Now, the track map, again, home straight for DRS, back straight for DRS as well, attack through the corners, any straight. I know I sound like a broken record. Conserve every single time you go down a straight and you're not using DRS. And then finally, we've got our final circuit because we've done Mexico already. We're heading off to Australia. Race start drivers, but this is your basically third setup because you've had power unit, you've had cornering, now we are at speed. So race start drivers are required, speed setup, and obviously 9 laps to come for your drivers, featuring predominantly the 2-stop strategies across the board and a strategy to make sure that you don't double stack as well. Now, driver lineup is going to be the same as your race start tracks that we've been through. You've got your Bearmans, Alonso's, Leclerc's in there as well for really good race start. And obviously remember, 10% Alonso this week as well. You've got your boosts, Street Shark, Firework, Timeless, Champion, and Rainbow all feature both of the track stats, race start and speed. Now, your circuit in the middle, home straight is the best place for DRS, but it's a really tricky track to use DRS. It's not very effective, so you could look at a part like Powerlift if you are struggling on a little bit of speed, because this circuit is very, very tough. So give them a go. Hopefully you've liked the new style of this GP guide. So 8 tracks all covered, 7 different ones because we race at Mexico twice. We've got 6 power unit circuits. We have got 1 speed and 1 cornering. We have a lot of race start this week. Pretty much most of the circuits are race start, apart from the likes of China, which is overtaking, and what is it, Bahrain, which is tyre management. So think about your driver lineup. We've been through some good driver lineups for you. And hopefully you're going to go and absolutely smash the Mexico Grand Prix. Good luck for your strategy guide. Let me know your thoughts and feedback below. But that is your guide to the Mexico weekend.